with the first cave behind our backs, and wait a minute, weren't we supposed to be doing something? Oh, right, going back to that little girl, I completely forgot. Oh, fortunately, they're right in our way, and they'll stop us when we try and leave anyway. So, yeah, well, always good to be nice. Anyway, then. Oh, of course, then again, though, being nice to people in RPGs always gets you oh, come on, are you serious? I probably already briefly alluded to how useless heal balls are, but I'll say it again. Heal balls, probably the single worst type of Pokeball in the history of the series, and I have no idea what Game Freak were thinking when they made them. Seriously. Basically, how they work is, they fully heal a Pokemon that's caught by them. There are two problems with this. One, if you don't have less than 6 Pokemon in your current party, they're actually totally useless because anything that gets sent to the PC is fully healed anyway. So, yeah, that's stupid. And two, okay, my repel just wore off. Anyway, I'm going to check out the daycare for a bit. I'm not actually going to be using this, and now I actually don't know whether or not the daycare actually works in this no experience challenge. As far as I know, stuff might actually be able to level up here, but even if that were true, I'm not going to do it, because that kind of feels like cheating. Again, this is a no experience run for a reason. So anyway, let's take a look at the things I caught in that cave. Some of these are going to be very useful to me in the upcoming times. Impish. Oh, that's not that bad. Minor special attack, a stat you're not going to use anyway, and plus defense. That Woobat is looking pretty nice though. Nice special attack, good speed. What, you got plus special defense? Oh, you have lonely. Oh, that's a minus defense nature. That might be bad. Okay. But it's holding a hard stone. Wow. That's quite rare, if I believe. That powers up Rock-type moves if it's held, but given that that thing has no Rock-type moves and will never get any, it's not that useful. And just to give the stuff in my current party more of a chance to shine, I'm not going to put anything new in the party until I've reached the next town. So, right then, let's continue on. Oh, it's going to be so sad when I'm going to have to drop my starter, but just, they're stuck at level 5. Anyway, Dream Drop has not been doing very well so far. I mean, it's put a few things to sleep, but other than that, it just has this nasty habit of getting one-shotted by dark moves, which for some reason the Psychic-type Woobat has, and, okay, careful, sneak around you, and oh, damn it. Seamless editing powers! Oh, wait a minute, there's Cheron down there. That's interesting. And oh, damn it, again. More seamless editing powers! Okay, and... uh-oh. Wait, please don't tell me we're gonna have to battle him again! Oh, okay, he's just giving us another tutorial. This is in fact something that you need a tutorial on because it's totally new in this generation. And this is something that is going to be incredibly useful. So let me just talk about Dark Grass for a little bit, because Dark Grass is going to be one of the most important things in this entire challenge. Now, like Cheron said, sometimes you'll get into a wild double battle in Dark Grass. 2 Pokemon will pop up at once. You can tell that's happened because the battle music will be different. It'll be the same as the music for Rustling Grass. Now, you can encounter regular wild Pokemon in Dark Grass too, just regular single battles. So that's the case too. But the whole double battle thing is not the most important thing about Dark Grass from my point of view. No, the most important thing about Dark Grass is this. The Pokemon that you find in Dark Grass are of a higher level than anything else on the routes. Yes, the stuff in Dark Grass, let me repeat, is a higher level than the stuff in regular grass. Now you see why I didn't catch anything in this route's regular grass before? Yeah. From this point on, you want all of your captures to be in Dark Grass, if at all possible, because it's the only way you'll have access to higher level Pokemon. So the Dark Grass in this route produces things, again, reasonably higher level than the other stuff, and hey, it's a wild double battle with 2 things I already have. I'll just keep talking about stuff until we find something useful. Basically, I'm waiting for something that's the maximum level it can possibly be, then I'm going to catch it. And again, Dark grass is crucial to making sure that you find stuff that is the highest it can possibly be, and go away, Patrat. You know what, I'm gonna skip until I find something useful. I've already said everything I need to say about dark grass. So, here's the first thing we're gonna be needing for this route. This is a Pidove. We've already seen one used by a trainer before, but this is our first chance to actually catch one. Actually not, I encountered a couple of these in the wild in bits I cut out, but this is the highest level I can get them at, so I'm gonna catch this one. Now, Pidove is this game's obligatory early game third Pokemon, and it's not very good. Yeah, I always knew they were gonna have a hard time topping the Starly line. The Starly line was not only one of the best, possibly, like literally, the best early game third evolution family in the history of the series. Not only that, but it was one of the best early game Pokemon, period. It was that good. In fact, Staraptor is actually decent, even competitively. That's how good it was. Sadly, it was a tough act to follow, and Pidove and its family really did not live up to that legacy. Pidove's evolution family is actually pretty bad. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say it's worse than the Pidgey line, if only because of how much of a wasted idea it is. But anyway, speaking of Pidgey, you might also think, oh, this is the second time they've done a Pigeon Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon is running out of ideas. Ooh, I'm a Gen 1-er. Actually, no. Pidgey, despite its name, is in fact not based on a pigeon. Pidove, well, as you can tell, is based on both a pigeon and a dove. But Pidove, again, is probably the first Pokemon to actually be properly based off a real pigeon. And it makes sense given that this game seems to be set in New York, and, you know, big cities with lots of pigeons. I'm gonna call this thing Little. Wait a minute. Actually, I got a bit confused in this nickname. Let me just cut for... Okay, I wanted to call this thing Little Strawberry, after an infamous line in a very, very, very dodgy translation of Pokemon Crystal. But I'm just gonna call it Strawberry, in all capitals. And any other members of this evolution family I catch over the course of the game, they're gonna follow this theme naming. Ah, Little Strawberry, me baby. Anyway, let's just skip to when I find the next useful one. Double Dog. Hey, I think those are the highest levels that you can get these. Right, let's just run, and... uh-oh. Oh no, not again! Oh, alright, that's 3! Oh. Dream Drop, you're being very memorable for all the wrong reasons. Poor thing. Seriously wish you would be known for something other than getting bitten by things and getting one-shotted, but anyway. You know what, after that I'm going to actually have to go back to the healing, but first I'm going to have to weave my way around this schoolboy, because otherwise we're going to have to get into a battle that we will not want. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I like to put Aquamonk up at the front of the party, because he's the fastest thing I have at this point. And as you know, speed helps running away from stuff. Ah, yeah, now Stary Mary's runaway ability would have actually, and I just realized this is the wrong place. As is this muscle memory. It's muscle memory from being on this route. I instinctively head towards daycare, just for all my breeding. Now, other funny thing, you might notice that all the lights are off, and if you look down at my bottom screen, you'll actually see why. I was playing this just past midnight. Around now, I think my mum was yelling at me to go to bed. Now, yeah, speaking of which, I'm just going to take some time to explain this. Don't expect to see a lot of daytime in this whole playthrough. The vast majority of my footage for this game was taken at night, and there's a good reason for that. You see, this uni semester... Okay, let me just put this mildly. 6 PM is the earliest I got home from uni this term. I had a ridiculously freaking hectic schedule this term, and oh, it was not good. Basically, I finished at like, I was at uni until 8 o'clock 2 days a week, 9 o'clock one day a week, and the rest I just didn't get home until late anyway, so I would get home at like 6 or 7. Yeah. As such, yeah, all my footage of this game pretty much is going to be at night time, because that was the only time I got a chance to record. Fortunately, there aren't much differences in Pokemon encounter rate based on time of day in this game. If I was playing Gold and Silver, I might be in trouble here, but, well, actually, if I was playing Diamond and Pearl... Another double dog? Seriously? If I was playing Diamond and Pearl, I would be in serious trouble, because I'd be finding Zubats everywhere. Oh, those freaking things just show up, like, everywhere, even outside of caves at night. Part of the reason why Diamond and Pearl is my least favourite game in the series. There is Double Bird, okay. There is just not much variety in wild Pokemon in that game. Black and White totally averts that. It's like, there is quite a lot of diversity when it comes to wild Pokemon, like really. You don't usually see the same things repeating over and over, except at this point, when it's just too early and they haven't introduced that many Pokemon. Okay, I'm just gonna cut again until I find something good. Oh, come on, there must be something here, and aha! Here we go. This is more like it, a level 12 Blitzel. This is going to be quite useful. Blitzel is an electric type, obviously, it's a zebra, and my sister really likes this Pokemon. I bought her a stuffed toy of one of these at a convention, and she's really treasured it. She's not as young as I'm making her sound, by the way. She's actually, like, yeah, only a few years younger than I am. She's still obsessed with cute things like that. Anyway, she's always liked zebras, so, yeah, that's the thing. By the way, I do in fact say zebra and not zebra, so all you Americans out there don't get too freaked out. Anyway, like I was saying, this thing's an electric-type zebra Pokemon, and at this point, I'm wondering whether or not it would have any electric moves at this point in the game, and whether it's safe to keep Acromunk in. Come on, get paralyzed. Yes! Okay, this is gonna make it much... Oh, you son of a... What? Are you freaking serious? Oh, and you do have an electric move. Oh, damn it. What, but the time I get a lucky paralysis, you just happen to be holding a cherry... Ah! Oh, wow. Seriously, sometimes I think I am the unluckiest Pokemon player ever. Oh, wow. Okay, Dream Drop, please don't die this time. What, the count has been 4 times, and yes, I'm keeping count. Okay, next turn you're gonna go to sleep, and I'm pretty sure no berry is gonna save you from that. You know what, given my luck, it's gonna catch before the sleep kicks in anyway. Oh, okay, well, yeah, anyway. Now, Shockwave, yeah, Luna, I guess, is more defensive on the special side than it is on the physical side, and it's still taking a surprisingly large amount of damage. I mean, that thing is, like, what, 4 levels higher than me, so... Anyway, being asleep should make it a lot easier to catch. So, hopefully this one works. And yes, it worked! Okay, now Blitzel specializes in attack and speed. Speed is important because you don't have access to much fast stuff at this point, especially given your level disadvantage, so you want to make good use of stuff with high speed. Now, the problem with Blitzel at this point in the game is, its best attacking stat is physical, but it actually doesn't have any real physical electric moves at this point. It will get Spark eventually, but, you know, no experience, it's not going to ever be learning Spark. So, at this point, it's stuck with, Shockwave. Shockwave is an alright electric move, it's at least better than Thunder Shock, but Anna will do at this point in the game. It's just not running off its best attacking stat, and that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, I'm going to name this thing Thunderhoof, because I can't quite fit Thunderhoof in fully. So, welcome to the team, Thunderhoof, and I'll just skip ahead until we find something else good. Actually, you know what? I've caught everything I can on this route, so I think it's time to proceed to the next city. And given that the second half of this route was a lot shorter than the first half, I'm going to go ahead and include a little bit of exploring Nacrane City in this part too. Oh, there's an item down there. I must have it. Yeah, just a heads up. I'm an avid 100% completionist, so I will be going after every single item in the field that I see and can access at this point. So, I'm going to try and get just about everything I can, and I'm going to run into a wild Pokemon. Oh, good, I didn't, okay. Great Ball, that is useful. Especially since we can't buy those yet. Oh, come on. Seamless editing the third. Okay, Okay, you, I don't know if you're a trainer, but I'm going to avoid you anyway. Oh, another item. Okay, fortunately we only have to go through... Oh, there's a school there. That guy definitely is a trainer. You can often tell if they look like they're blocking the path. Hey, we found an amazing DS game that everyone should buy. Oh, shameless promotion. Sorry, I mean an actual item in this game that cures sleep. Yeah. Go play Fire Emblem Awakening. Alright, let's just quietly sneak past this guy. And hey, it worked this time, okay. And let's just get into, here. And if you can look at the bottom screen, wow, it was really late at night when I was playing this, so, I can't believe I hadn't collapsed from tiredness by now. I like to check out these bullet boards, and it looks like, yeah, trainers challenged the straight and gym leaders, I only challenged one of them, and was victorious! Damn right I was! Oh, wow, that was a tough battle, but I won. We're not going to have access to him in a little while, unfortunately. Oh yeah, and you get an idea of exactly when I was recording this. Sunny, sunny, sunny. It's not until much later you see anything other than sunny. Anyway, back to that statement of my victory. I love how they poster it all over those things. Definitely home. That's where my game consoles are. The thing nobody knows? What? Well, that was weird. You know what? I don't even know what that was about at all, and I don't know if it's relating to one of the surveys or what. But anyway, before the music of this city kicks in, we have a guided tour by Charon. Every city has one of those. What else is new? Oh, thanks for that. Now you might be wondering, why is Charon giving you an item that cures sleep, when only one wild Pokemon we've met so far inflicts sleep, and they're a long time past us? Why would we need sleep curing items? Let's just say you're gonna want to hold on to those in a little bit. You want to save them for the gym, trust me. Don't use these now. So, anyway, we're at Nacrane City. Now, Nacrane City, apparently, happens to be based on an area of Brooklyn. Yeah, that wasn't even a Brooklyn accent at all. But, anyway, there's looks like some old train tracks here, and it's a bunch of old warehouses that have been done up, and apparently it's inhabited by a lot of artists. I like how all the cities in this game are very unique, with their own sort of unique building style and character to them. It's just great when a few other games had a lot of the cities that look basically the same. Nacrane City is quite an interesting place. I actually know a place around where I live, that actually is a bunch of old train warehouses that, people now use for anime conventions. Anyway. Oh, not to me, that, Ordino isn't. It doesn't give me any experience. What? What? As if this game doesn't have enough tutorials as it is. We'll be seeing this person called Clay later. Anyway, I think it's time for a little change of team. Right, I've got a couple of things. Let's check out my new catches. Quirky, not that bad. That's a neutral nature. Not good, but not bad either. Now remember that Gust is special in this generation, so just keep that in mind. Adamant? Are you serious? That would have been perfect if you had, you know, actually had physical electric moves. Oh, your one stab move just happens to be special. That adamant and likes to thrash about? Are you serious? If you're a breeder like me, you'll know likes to thrash about means a potential 31 attack IV. In fact, let me just go run a check. Okay, just ran him through Cerebee's IV calculator, and yep, attack is most definitely 31. Oh, that is a slap in the face, isn't it? Special defense is actually pretty good too, by the looks of it. You know what? I think I'm gonna give Thunderhoof a hero medal just for being an adamant-natured one with a 31 attack IV off of a wild Pokemon encounter. What are the chances of that? Speaking of hero medals, I'm representing them by a star on the Pokemon status screen. Although I may have... I'm just giving Purloin its one for its efforts with Growl back at the gym. I would not have won if it weren't for that. Jamie gets his hero medal from what he did in one of those fail channel episodes. If you haven't seen, he basically survived an attack from a Lillipup 8 levels higher than him, and then went on to KO it. That was amazing. But anyway, sadly, I'm gonna have to drop those two for the time being. But they were heroes, they will not be forgotten, their efforts helped me get this far. Seriously, Jamie, McCrimmon, if it weren't for you, I would not have got this far or even past the first gym. You did amazingly, and speaking of ones that did amazingly, oh, I'm so sad to say this, but Emilia, my starter, I'm gonna have to drop her. Female Snivy, my second female starter out of 3, all in the course of 1 generation. Just so sad that I can't use you through the whole game. But anyway, be glad that your efforts let me continue this playthrough. Again, everyone I use, you're all heroes, really. Now, do I have room for you, and do I need you? Let me just check. Alright then, does this team look reasonably okay? Guess it kinda does. Okay, right then, we have a new team now, and with that, at this point in my original recording, it was getting way too late for me to be still up playing, so... Anyway, I basically had to just switch my team around a little bit, because let's just say a battle is coming. Right, let's go explore a new city. Let's just check out what the shops sell, though. Now that we've got 1 gym badge... Oh, the shops do sell Great Balls now, and Super Potions. Okay. And repels, and escape ropes. Wow, that's really convenient. No full heals, though, sadly. Okay, I'm gonna want to stock up on Great Balls. I like to carry as many Pokeballs as I can at all times. And I personally don't like to invest in single status curing items. Once you unlock the ability to buy full heals, they suffice for all your status curing needs. And about Super Potions, later on we'll find healing items that are much more cost effective, so I'd rather buy those. For the time being, the Super Potions are okay, but I'd actually rather spend my money on regular potions because, again, Super Potions are not all that cost effective. Now, the second receptionist here, you sell some special items that nowhere else, well, that are unique to this city. Netball. Netballs, unlike heal balls, are actually quite useful. There, I find, well, nothing beats Dusk Balls, but not including Dusk Balls, they're one of the best, new Pokeballs. They basically have a 3 times catch rate, so even better than an Ultra Ball, against Bug and Water-type Pokemon. That doesn't sound great until you realize that not only are Bug and Water 2 of the most common types in the whole game, but there are quite a few legendary Water-type Pokemon, and on those, Netballs work really well. Now, sadly, we don't actually have a Cottony at this point. That Petilil, though, we're gonna want that. So, we're gonna need to catch 2 Cottonies once we get the chance, and go back and trade one there. Oh wow. I'm sorry, but your parents are jerks. I don't really know what this place is. I think it's for the Dream World. But anyway, you got a gym statue in there, and I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, old textile factories, apparently. So yeah, this is the City of Art, but despite that, the gym leader, who is also an artist, is actually not here. He's the next gym leader. Oh, cool, there's a shop here. Oh, okay, you sell X items, that's interesting. Like I said before, X items can be pretty helpful. I personally don't like to rely on them because I've never really used them, it's just a thing. Now, why do I get the feeling that that line was lost in translation somehow? Anyway. Breaking the fourth wall is also great! Yeah, making Pokemon hold items and trading them, is a great way to give people cloned Master Balls back in Gold and Silver. Ah, those were the days. Yeah, this Berg, we'll find out about him a little later. Now, I'm actually not sure what happens if you lie about this, but I'm gonna be honest anyway. It's actually not that optimal to get this at this point, because again, not only is Snivy not useful to me anymore, but it never learned any grass moves, so it never would have had a chance to use that Miracle Seed anyway. So yeah, Berg is Castelia's gym leader. We'll find out all about him later. Oh, it's not the Japanese learning channel. Magic Room. Interesting. This is a new move introduced in Black and White. It's nowhere near as popular as Trick Room. Yeah, it blocks the use of all items, but really, it only makes much of a difference in actual in-game battles. Unless it blocks the Wonder Launcher. Could someone confirm to me whether it blocks the Wonder Launcher? Because that would make it pretty useful in Wonder Launcher battles. But anyway, I mean, stopping the effects of things held items is quite useful. And I'll just be quiet for a minute so you can hear the accordion playing. Now, funny fact here, the first time I ever visited this city, I didn't know you could actually get up on this ledge and talk to him directly. Listen to that accordion. It's kind of relaxing. A lot of towns in this game have places where you can hear extra music instruments put over onto the regular music. And let's go to this cafe. Maybe you'll say something interesting. Oh, alright, I was just talking about the Wonder Launcher. The Wonder Launcher is basically a multiplayer mode where you can use items. Now, I once attended a multiplayer tournament that actually didn't have this turned off, but not many people used it anyway, so it's interesting. And yeah, they talk about Chillin', Chili, and Cress, how they all make tea. And speaking of tournaments, this guy's talking about... What? Wait a minute, all you know about the battle box is that it's useful? You don't know what it is? Okay. Come on, let me talk to you. Spoilers, the Wednesday special is not that great. I believe it's just like one free soda pop or something. So, yeah, don't worry too much if you miss it. Now, we've pretty much done everything we can in Nacrane City, except for one thing. Oh, wait a minute, we've still got one more warehouse to visit. I am a poet. I write poems. Seriously, you sound like one of the G-men from Psychonauts. Wow, that would actually be really hilarious if I did do that. I am a poet. I write poems using words that rhyme. Anyway, right, there's pretty much only one place we need to go here, and that is the Nacrane City Museum/Gym. Yeah, a lot of the gyms in this game serve multiple functions. However, a warning. Whatever you do, do not even think about trying to enter the Nacrane Museum unless you are healed and ready. Seriously, underestimate this advice at your own peril. It's very, very easy if you're a new player to this game who doesn't know what's coming to fall into this trap. You don't want to go into this without your Pokemon healed, trust me. Because the moment you try and enter the museum, this happens. Hello, old, friend. Oh, and I really love the Nuzlocke Comics reaction to that line, which was, dude, I think you already are. Do I feel, yes, okay. Uh-oh. Yep, it's plot battle number 2 versus N. He's got 3 Pokemon now. He's improved a lot since we last saw him, and he has none of the Pokemon he used last time. Later on, we'll understand the significance of this, but not really now. He's got a level 13 Pidove. Yeah, N is actually pretty tough at this point in the game. And speaking of N's Pidove, yeah, I'm never going to look at it the same way again after seeing how it was depicted in the original Nuzlocke comics. Ugh, that thing was terrifying. Anyway, Having Growl used on me won't affect the power of Gust because Gust is a special move. This is really not that helpful for Pidove. Oh, come on. Then again, it's possible that thing has Super Luck, so yeah. Pidove's actually got, well, Super Luck's a good ability. Its first ability, not that... Wow! Ends Pidove really is a murderous psychopath. Then again, it might be due to Super Luck. You know, if that thing doesn't have Super Luck, I'm gonna be really, really annoyed. But there's no way I can tell. Anyway, let's hit this thing with a Shockwave. Sadly, yeah, my 31 IV Adamant Blitzel just can't use its physical attack stat. After Pidove goes down, we then have a Timpole. Yeah. I'll talk more about what I think about Timpoles a little bit later. Yeah, apart from the Pidove, these are all going to be unfamiliar Pokemon we've never seen before. And we'll have a chance to see them quite soon, but for the time being, let me just say, watch out for this Timpole. Do not underestimate it. Bubble Beam hurts, as you can see. Yikes. Bubble Beam is freakishly powerful for this early in the game. It's a 60 or 65, is it? 60 or 65 base power water type move. And with Stab and hitting on a defense stat that most things don't have much of at this point, and with not many things that resist water, it hits very hard. Not only that, but Timpole is surprisingly fast. As for this Pokemon, it's a fighting type, which means let's bring in something doubly resist and get critical to... Oh wow, the AI just hates me today, doesn't it? Alright, eat Confusion. You're going down. Yep, I'm winning this, there's no way, So yeah, if you're properly prepared, this battle isn't too bad. If you're not, it can seriously destroy you, so, yeah. Don't go into this battle without being ready. But Dr. Acula really was quite good there. And ends being as cryptic as usual. And he talked in maths metaphors, which is kind of interesting. Oh, here we go. So, finally, the real plot actually starts. Now, you might notice that Zekrom is the Pokemon that's colour corresponds to black version. However, it's not the Pokemon on the box or on the menu screen. Why? Well, we'll find out later. Much, much later. But let's just say we haven't seen the last of that plot point, believe me. So again, remember that name, Zekrom, because, well, it's going to become important later. Now, let's heal up after that, and, well, now we've beaten N, there's really not much to do, but for the sake of completion, I'll just finish off exploring everything there is to see in Nacrane City. Next part, we'll journey to the adjoining routes to catch a few things that'll help us in the next gym. And believe me, for the next gym, we're gonna need all the help we can get, because early game gyms are always really tricky. If the first gym wasn't tough for you, the second one usually is, and that goes for most Pokemon games. Now, Lenora's gym leader title was changed quite heavily in the English version, and I really don't blame them. Then again, don't blame the Japanese for making a title that sounds really racist to Americans, but not racist at all by their standards. Sometimes they just do things because they think they sound cool or interesting, and yeah, they don't realise that in Western culture they're kind of seen as kind of offensive. Anyway, here's the museum curator Hawes, and he's going to take us on a tour that we can't say no to. Now, if you know the series, you'll probably know what Pokemon this is. It's most likely a Dragonite. That is a really, really weird and disturbing euphemism. I wonder if we had a Pokemon from space that could make use of this meteor. Yeah, we're not going to see this meteor used at all in this game, so I'll explain what it is. And here we have a perfectly ordinary stone. Just an ordinary stone. It's old, there's nothing special about it, nothing to see here. Let's move on. Totally not a Chekhov's gun. It's like they're practically screaming, "This definitely isn't gonna be important later!" So, yeah, the gym part of the gym/museum is over there. And hey, it looks like this guy is not just a generic NPC. Sadly, he's not deemed important enough to get his own portrait, but in case you're all interested, this is what he looks like in the anime. Now, while I generally don't consider the anime canon to the games, obviously the characters' appearances are based off, you know, what they look like in the games. So, I consider this to be, yeah, what his canon appearance would be in the games too. So, yeah, if you're interested. Looks slightly less generic than his generic game sprite, but anyway, moving right along. So, this little girl's here to tell us that the gym leader studies fossils and other ancient artifacts, but surprisingly is not a rock-type gym leader. All evidence points to them being a rock leader, but they're actually not. Now, this meet... It casually mentions it's got a space for... They're displaying this in a public museum. Now, the fact that you can interact with the meteor should be some kind of clue. And I'll just explain now. That meteor lets you freely change Deoxys' form. So if you have a Deoxys from an event or something like that, you can go to this meteor and you can use it to change its form. That is quite possibly a reference to Cubone and Marowak. Of course, they don't exist in the Unova region, so that's kind of interesting. Now, this thing doesn't really resemble anything that's been introduced in the series previously. It looks kinda like the masks used by, the people of that festival in the second Pokemon movie of the anime. But, anyway. And here, hi, totally not Chekhov's gun, you're totally not going to become important later. Now, if we check out the gym, this guy's going to stop us immediately. Really? And yes, some of these guides will talk to you automatically, some won't. If they don't, be sure to talk to them anyway, because all of them have a fresh water for you. Now, I'm actually not sure what happens if you beat the gym leader without talking to the guide and go back to them, whether they'll still give you the fresh water or not. But, as you can see, this is not a rock gym, it's actually a normal gym. They're still weak against fighting Pokemon though, and this guy is going to give us a little tip. Fighting type Pokemon can show up around the Pinwheel Forest. I guess we know where our next destination is going to be. Sorry, destination. Now, this whole advice, we'll come back to this later when we actually do the gym. For now, it's off to Pinwheel Forest to go and get ourselves a fighting Pokemon. Believe me, this gym is going to be utter hell without one. So, yeah, we're going to want to do that. So, Pinwheel Forest can be found just by heading all the way west. And I think we'll stop just about here. See you next time.